Morning YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. 9:45 on the morning of the 30th, and I'm just about to upload 7 consecutive videos of swamp wallabies indulged in sort of courtship rituals. And I thought, that fella hopping off there, he's who I call Big Mr. Whitetail. He's probably at some stage today going to have another go at challenging Eric the Restrained, who you can see over there standing about 1.5 meters away from Fruit Loop. Fruit Loop has the joey in the pouch, and today is the 3rd consecutive day that I've been filming swamp wallabies thinking about mating. There were 5 days in a row before that. Now, yesterday in the morning, it started off with young Mr. Whitetail hanging around. Then then Eric showed up. Eric and what's his name, Big Mr. Whitetail, had an argument. Eric appeared to lose the argument, but Big Mr. Whitetail then went away for the rest of the day, and Eric's been with Fruit Loop ever since. Day before that, first day that I was filming, young Mr. Whitetail was extremely insistent all day and got nowhere. Day before that, it was old Mr. Whitetail with the bites out of his ears. The day before that, it was Eric all day hanging around, nobody else bothering him. Day before that, it was old Mr. Whitetail, nobody else bothering him. Day before that, it was Eric. So my whole theory that the wallabies peacefully take it in turns to try and woo the doe, it kind of shot down by yesterday's fight, which I did try to film, but the trouble is, not only were they up sun of me, but they were in patches of deep shadow underneath the trees from the hut. I was looking across the swimming pools and into that little grove, so it was unwatchable film. Pity, because it was very spectacular. Maybe 30 seconds from the very first challenge, where they moved towards each other, clashed, and jumped apart and moved further away into the shadows, and then they had a couple of big serious clashes, and then they moved apart. And as I said, it seemed like Eric here lost, because at the end of the clash he was further away from Fruit Loop, and Big Mr. Whitetail went up and had a tate-a-tate with Fruit Loop, but they just sort of sat there and talked to each other. There was no tail tickling. So I really don't know what was going on. Maybe Big Mr. Whitetail is a previous offspring, because Fruit Loop over there is pretty old. She's a grandma. Maybe he was fighting his way in to get told, go away, this bloke's the new boyfriend. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to upload 7 consecutive videos after this, shot on the 28th and the 29th of August. They're all short, but I've been trying to explain to people just how slow and symbolic, or I don't know really what the word is, but how slow and meticulous the wallaby courtship behaviour is. It's certainly no kind of activity for a 2-stroke Charlie. Its persistence seems to pay off. And like I said, this is about day 8 that this particular doe has had at least one grown-up male trying to tickle her tail. Okay, Warbles on a lot to YouTube. I will upload this and then put the sequence up. Ciao.